Hello, everyone. Thank you for having me in your wonderful city. Been to Utah before. Ma'am, in this day and age, you cannot cough anymore. That canceled an entire NBA season right there. This woman will be dead in a month. Are you happy? All right, this is fun. They told me to be clean, 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 clean. I'm trying. I've been to Utah before. You have a wonderful state. This is a beautiful city. My last time here, however, I was performing in Vernal, Utah. So you guys understand what I'm talking about. Yeah, I was in Vernal, Utah, performing, no kidding, I was staying and performing in a Motel 6. That's right. Third floor, staying on the third floor, and the show was at a sports bar at the bottom of the Motel 6. Pretty nice, right? So I asked the woman at the front desk, I said, what time's the show begin? She said, 5 p.m. I said, 5 p.m.? That doesn't sound conducive to comedy. She said, what's conducive mean? I was like, oh, forget it, let's just move it. Let's just do the show. So I walk into the sports bar, 5 p.m. They got a stage. Behind that stage, there's a TV. And on that TV, they're showing Judge Judy. They got Judge Judy on. It's 5 p.m., it's Judge Judy time. So I said, could you shut up Judge Judy while I'm performing? And the bartender said, I'm sorry, we can't. Some people in the bar are interested in the verdict right now, so we're gonna have to let that play out. So I said, all right, well, here goes. And I performed in front of Judge Judy. Did it. Made it, finished the show. I'm a professional. Turns out it was a pretty interesting case. Just kidding. Now I'm done with the show, finished. Now it's 5:45 p.m. and I'm still in Vernal, Utah. And I said to the woman at the front desk of the Motel 6, I said, is there anything else I should see while I'm here? She goes, as a matter of fact, there is. She goes, down the street a ways, we have a 24-hour Walmart. It's 24 hours, 7 days a week. It never closes. You might want to check that out. I said, yeah, I'm gonna check that out. I said, is it walking distance? I don't have a car. She goes, yeah, it's walking distance. Now, I don't know what walking distance is in Utah, but apparently 9 miles. So I was walking through rivers, over mountains. I finally walked into the Vernal, Utah Walmart. Now, I know we've all been to Walmart. I know we've seen what's going on inside Walmart. But this one was in Vernal, so it was extra Walmarty, you know what I mean? It was unbelievable. I never saw anything like it. Like, that was, like, everybody in it, everybody, like, nobody was functioning properly. Everybody was wounded somehow, like, just like dirty ace bandages hanging from their elbows and stuff. Yeah. I need to tighten it up or take it off. That's it works by sheer compression. Otherwise, it's just a dirty rag on your arm. It's not. A lot of camouflage. Everybody. And like that hunter camouflage, head to toe. Hats, pants, jackets. I don't know what these people are hiding from. Proper diet and exercise, it looked like. You know what I mean. You know what I mean. But anyway, but now I'm here, and it's great. So it's exciting to be here. And I travel a lot. You know, I travel every weekend. I'm in a different city, so this is very nice to be here. Anybody, and I have a thing, I don't know if anybody here travels extensively for work. Anybody have a job where they travel extensively? Yeah, you do? Yeah, what do you do for work, sir?
I'm a consultant.
Okay. Oh, okay. What's your name, sir?
Caleb.
Caleb. All right, Caleb the consultant. So, if you're unlike Caleb and myself, maybe you travel once or twice a year, do professional travelers like Caleb and myself a favor. Don't. Stay home, okay? A lot of rules at the airport, and you guys don't know them, and then you get in Caleb and I's way. We know what we're doing. Every weekend, Caleb, you can attest to this, we still are stuck behind a person, still trying to get a 72-ounce bottle of Pert Plus on the plane. Every weekend. Everywhere. How come? Why? Like, it's got to be 3 ounces. We made that rule a long time ago, 3 ounces. I don't know where you go when you need that much Pert Plus, but you're going to have to throw that away. And I have a thing called TSA pre-check. Maybe you have it too, Kayla. TSA pre-check. You don't have to take off shoes, kind of zip right through. But every airport's different. So I have to ask every airport. I'm like, do I have to take off my belt? Like, only if it's got metal on it. You mean like every belt ever made? That's how it works. You know, with the metal. It's a belt. I'm not a scarecrow who uses my pants with a piece of rope. It's a belt. I don't trust that TSA, man. I think we're just lucky at this point, right? You see those people like, when's my break? They don't care. And then once you're in the airport, what happened? Like, you guys understand the airport's a public place, right? You guys know it's a public place? You know that? Do you guys know that? You know people can see you and what you're wearing in the airport? Do you know that? Because I don't think you do. I see some things. And listen, I know air travel's uncomfortable. I get it. Doesn't mean you could show up to a public establishment in your pajama pants and slippers. Like, you see the people with their house pillow? The adults, they take their pillow from their bed, their home pillow, out of the house. Could you imagine taking your home pillow out of the front door of your house, across the front lawn, into a car? You sit in a car with your home pillow, you drive all the way to the airport, you park the car, you get out, you walk into the airport with your home pillow. Because you have a 2-hour layover and God forbid you stand upright for 2 hours. God, I gotta lie down on the floor of a carpeted public establishment. It's 2 o'clock in the afternoon, I must be exhausted. Go ahead, lie down. Yeah, right there, right there. Go ahead, no, that's fine, right there, perfectly fine. Right there in front of Panda Express. Go ahead, lie down. Yeah, that's fine. When did that become acceptable? Just lie on the floor. You're tired, lie down. Why not do it everywhere? Do it everywhere. A restaurant, I'll have a table for 2. Table for 2 will be about an hour wait. An hour, I'll just lie here. That's fine. I'll just... Fully committed to that joke, people. Fully committed. I didn't have to, honestly. I could have pretended to lie down. I could have mimed it. I didn't. I got all the way down. Think it's easy to get up in these skinny jeans? It's not, but I did it. I'll tell you a funny story about these jeans, a true story. My mother, she loves Kohl's. You guys have Kohl's here, right? Yeah, my mother loves it. She goes every day to Kohl's. Think mother's gonna let her Kohl's cash expire? Absolutely not. My mother, she goes there. My mother's got 1 day left on a Kohl's Cash coupon. I get a pair of Mark Anthony jeans. That's what these are, yeah. From the Mark Anthony collection. How do you like that? She sends them to me from New York to LA. She sends me clothes from Kohl's. Every day, like every week. 4th class mail. She sends them. I didn't even know they had 4th class mail. It's the cheapest way to send stuff, 4th class mail. It's if someone in the post office happens to be heading that way, they give them the package. Hey, going by Los Angeles, bring these pants to Chris. 6 months later, I get a pair of jeans. Here they are. When this show's over, you want to come up, say hi, whatever you want. Get right in there. You know what that is right there? That's Tim McGraw cologne right there, yes. With my Kohl's Kiss for 72 cents. I'm not going to put a little McGraw cologne on a Saturday night? Why not? I love Tim McGraw, right? You guys like him? Yeah. With that black cowboy hat on, he looks great. Takes that cowboy hat off. Looks like a Radio Shack manager. Like, oh my God. It's like a different guy. Who's the other person? You know what I just did? In August, I went to my high school reunion. I went to my 35th high school reunion. Has anyone ever gone? Anyone? You have a good time? Caleb, did you go? Consulting with all your consulting friends at the high school reunion? I did. 35. Went back to Long Island, New York. Went to high school. Stayed with my mom and dad. My mom and dad have been married for 59 years, and they still live in the house I grew up in. And I went and stayed with mom and dad. Just me, mom, and dad. For like a week. Seemed like a good idea for about 5 minutes. Before I realized mom and dad get up real early. Oh, they are up at 4 a.m. like roosters, talking really loud in the kitchen about how they're going to prepare their bread that day. That's a big day for mom and dad. Maybe they'll toast it. Maybe they won't toast it. Maybe they'll put jam on it today. Maybe they won't put. Are you guys bored by this? Because I had to deal with it for 7 days. You can do it for 10 more seconds, right? They buy everything at Costco. There's only 2 of them in the house, but they buy everything at Costco. I had to choke down 75 bagels the week I was there. Otherwise, it wasn't fiscally responsible what they've done. They love that Costco. I went with them. I have a Costco card too. I'm not bragging, but I do. I went with them to their Costco. I needed contact lenses. So I went to the Costco optical department with my parents, and the woman says, oh, your prescription has expired. We can get you another one right now, and you can get you contact lenses. So I went and I took the eye test in my parents' Costco. And the woman, female optometrist, she comes around with the whole apparatus, better, worse, better, worse. Then she backs off the machine, and she looks in my eye, and she goes, is there a chance you might have gotten some feces in your eye? I'm sorry, what? She goes, yeah, because you have a little infection. Maybe you got some feces. No, I said, I heard you. I was just curious if this could have happened any other way, because I feel like you jumped right to that, and it's like you could have taken other steps on how this might have happened. Then you went right to, hey, did someone poo-poo on your face? And I was like, I don't know why you assume I'm that type of person, but... I don't know where that one fits in the parameter of the dirty material, but I changed it to poo-poo for you people. Yeah. I don't have any friends. I go wherever mom and dad go. I go with them. Wherever they go, I go with them. I don't have any friends back there anymore. I get in the back seat of that car like a child. They hold up the back seat for me. I get in the back. I wait for them to get in. You ever wait for 2 80-year-old people to get in and out of a car? It takes about 45, 50 minutes, bones popping and cracking the whole time. They go to the same 2 places every first stop. Me and my mom, we go to Michael's Art Supply. Not even open yet. We wait outside in the parking lot. I asked my mom, why are we here so early? She goes, I don't think you get caught up in the rush. I said, is there a rush? People trapping each other looking for glitter? She goes, yeah, it's a bit of a melee around 11 a.m. I said, I don't want to be a part of that. So. Mom and I get some scrapbooking needs. Then we go back to the kitchen table, and Mom and I sit and scrapbook for hours. It's fun. You guys don't seem like a scrapbooking crowd. Well, I'll explain what it is. You put a fun picture in a scrapbook, then you put fun things around that picture to signify what's in the picture. You know what I'm saying? Saying I was putting a picture of tonight's performance. I'd put a picture of me. I'd put this lady coughing her coronavirus on my face. And that would signify tonight's performance. Did that with Mom. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. By Wednesday, I was out of scrapbooking ideas. I was like, Mom, I got to do something else. I went on Facebook, and I saw that I had a message from a guy I went to high school with. He wrote me on Facebook, and he said, are you in town for the reunion? I was like, I am. He goes, that's crazy. I still live in town. I was like, yeah, I kind of saw that coming. He said, I'd love to catch up with you. Hey, you're doing pretty well. I was like, doing pretty well. I just played a Motel 6 in Vernal, Utah. Safe to say, I'm doing pretty well. So I said, this would be a perfect opportunity to me to get away from mom and dad for a little while. I said, why don't you meet me for lunch? I haven't seen this guy in 35 years. His name is George. So I meet him at a TGI Fridays on Long Island. Nothing's too good for my friends. Not a lot of options where my parents live. It's like the TGI Fridays or Chili's. I'm doing pretty well. I chose TGI Fridays. Now I walk in, like I said, I haven't seen this guy in 35 years. His name is George. He's waiting for me. As soon as I walk in, he smiles a big smile. His front tooth, gone. The front one. You know, the important one. You know what I mean? This one here. Get what I'm saying? The one most prominently displayed in his mouth, gone. You guys don't seem to understand just how important the front tooth is. The one, you know, the one that's probably best to leave the house with, that one. The one where everything about your life is judged upon whether you have it or not. You know what I'm saying? He don't have it. He don't have it. We sit down, we have a 3-hour lunch. In that 3 hours, he doesn't mention once what happened to his tooth. He's having a great time, laughing, joking. It is out. It is out. He's making no effort to even close his mouth. He's having a great time. He orders a spinach and artichoke dip. Bad choice. That's a very front tooth heavy dish. Yeah, I didn't know it either until I saw him struggling. Oh, he didn't have the tools for something like that, you know what I mean? He had no problem with the dip portion. That was soft enough. Once he hit those chips, oh, flying everywhere. Oh, I thought he was gonna swallow them whole like a boa constrictor. I didn't know how they were gonna get in there. And once they were in there, I could still see them. I could still see, because you guys, it's what you guys all have your teeth. What you don't know, when they're not there, you can see inside. You can see the inner workings rolling around. I watched that for 3 hours, rattle around. What am I do? Go back to scrapbooking with mom? I'll play. I'll watch. I don't want to scrapbook anymore. Let me watch this freaky, these Pringles. I didn't want to bring it up. I didn't want to embarrass the guy. I didn't want to say anything. I'm sure it's a sensitive subject. I didn't say anything. That's why I bring it up tonight. You know? Maybe there's some toothless people here tonight. I don't know. But you know what I'm trying to, like if your front tooth falls out, if this one here, that one goes ahead and falls on out. We're all busy. We all have things to do. We all gotta go to the bank, to dry cleaners. We all have things to do. But if your front tooth falls out, you have to go ahead and move new tooth right to the top of the to-do list the next day. We gotta move that up. It affects our lives. It affects us. We can't focus when that's out. It's all we're thinking about. We're being nice. We're not saying anything, but there's not another thought in our head. Then why is that out? How you gonna have corn on the cob this summer? Summer's coming. You're gonna make a fool of yourself at the picnic when it comes time for cob eating. This is essential for cob eating. You know, you don't think you know whose cob it is late that day at the picnic when you see one cob in the garbage can with all the kernels missing except one row of kernels? They're gonna know it's yours. Pretty safe bet it's yours. And I know it's an expensive procedure. I understand that's expensive. Put a chiclet or a Tic Tac or something in it. Piece of loose leaf paper, Scotch tape. Try and mask it for a few hours while you go out in public, you freak. This is fun. So then I was done with the reunion. It was nice. Then I had a couple more days in New York, and I took my 7-year-old nephew for 3 days. I took my nephew, and I said, my brother and his wife went on a vacation. I said, how hard could it be to watch a 7-year-old for 3 days? No problem. His name is Chase. I said, Chase, I'm going to walk you to the bus stop. I think I'm Uncle of the Year. I'm going to walk you to the bus stop. How'd you like me to walk you to the bus stop? He's like, we don't take a bus to school. Mom and Dad drive me to school every day in a fancy, nice car. Then they come back at 3 o'clock in the afternoon, wait in a long line of cars for an hour, pick me up, drive me home. Rich, money, no school bus. We didn't have money growing up. My brothers got in-the-ground swimming pool money. We were above-the-ground people. Rusty thing, fill it with a garden hose, swim under dirty water for 4 months, let out in October. That's who we were. We were not in-the-ground people. My brother's got second refrigerator in the garage money. Oh, that is an opulent lifestyle right there. Filled with soda. We weren't even allowed to have soda. We drank out of the hose like dogs. So I asked my nephew, I said, why is there no school bus? It's the neighborhood I grew up in. We used to take a school bus every day. He goes, oh, last year one of the children got on the school bus and he had a peanut allergy. And someone on the bus had peanuts. And he had a reaction. And he almost died. He didn't. He's fine. But they said, it's too liable. All these kids have problems now. We're going to get sued. No more school buses. You believe that? That's the world we live in now. Little Noah can't have peanuts. You're all screwed. That's it. Sorry, everybody. Noah can't have peanuts. And they weren't even Noah's peanuts. There was someone else's peanuts. And the peanut dust wafted through the air and landed on Noah's face. And now the entire neighborhood has to get up at 7 o'clock in the morning and drive their kids to and from school because Noah can't be within 18 miles of a peanut. Could you imagine? Could you imagine telling your father, Dad, I can't go to school today. I have a peanut allergy. My father would have made a peanut butter sandwich, stuck it on my face, and put me on that death trap of a school bus. We're lucky to be alive. There were no seat belts, kids running up and down the aisle of the bus going 45 miles an hour. Then he says, my nephew says the kid gets bullied. They bully the peanut kid. They bully him, and he doesn't like to go to school. I said, why do they bully him? He goes, they say that he's poor. I said, why do they say that? Because he has a flip phone. I was like, that does sound kind of poor. Is it? But that's how kids bully each other now. They can tell who's rich or poor by the device in their hand. Isn't that terrible? Like, they know. They want to have lunch with kids. Got an iPhone 3. Like, you can have lunch with us. iPhone 3. Go play with your Kindle Fire. When I was growing up, I didn't know who had any money. My elementary school, everyone made the same amount of money, right? I had one rich kid in my whole school. One rich kid. I knew he was rich. I knew it. First day of school, first grade, he showed up with the 64 box of crayons. Rich. Oh, rich. He popped the top of that. He's like, behold! Behold the crayon kingdom. I'm like, what is that? Oh my. I've lived I still to this day have not seen some of those colors in life. I've never seen anything burnt sienna in my life. There were so many colors in that box. They couldn't even fit them all in the box. The box had to be tiered, like a coliseum of crayons. So many fun crayons in that box. Sharpener on the back. Oh, I bet it was real easy to stay within the lines of your razor-sharp crayons, wasn't it? Oh, real easy. I'm gonna color my bunny rabbit peach. I had 5 little broken nubs handed down from my brothers. Little primary colored nubs. I would rub those into the paper. Oh, don't call on me. Don't call on me. I'm making a mess over here. Don't call on me. I had 5 colors in the box. One of them was white. What am I going to do with a white crayon? Every time I turn something into the cheek, she's like, I don't see anything, Chris. Yeah, because the paper's white and so's the crayon. Can you just imagine something beautiful and give me a break? I don't have any money. I'm just trying to get through the day here. Come on now. Just give me a break. Just put a C on it, send me on my way. I'm not going to amount to much. I'll be playing Motel 6s in Vernal, Utah in 40 years. Hi, I'm Chris Franjola, and you just watched my dry bar comedy special. Now it's your opportunity to tip me. Do you know what tipping means? It means to ensure promptness. I read that somewhere. And this video was given to you very promptly. So why don't you tip me promptly so I could go out and use that tip money to probably use something that you're doing. And then the wheels of commerce will keep moving. You understand how that works? So go ahead and press some of these buttons and make it happen. The smallest one, that's fine, whatever. Thank you.